Alrighty, welcome to another Vintage Cube draft where we've got a 4v4. You love to see it. I've also opened a Mock Sapphire. You also love to see it. Passing to Timrod, who probably takes Library of Alexandria out of this pack, is my guess. So my team is myself, Alpha Frog, Jujubine, love it. Jujubine always beats me, and Fulero, battling against JDM, haven't played before. Oh, Timrod, you better come back. I'm getting this Mock Sapphire. Battling against JDM, Timrod, of course. Terabad is also very good, and Will Kruger. So, solid teams all around, and very happy to snipe a Mock Sapphire. Tim then takes a Library. This leaves either Dark Ritual, Memory Lapse, or Toxic Deluge for Frog, and if Memory Lapse is in the pack, Terabad's taking it. He always drafts blue control, or at least mostly does. All right, what do we got here? Getting passed to by GDM, who I've known nothing about their drafting predilections. I'm going to take Scalding Tarn here. It's not the most exciting pick, but a fetch land's still pretty good. Blue-red fetch is the best of the fetches, and I'm not here to take a Talisman over a fetch land or a Mishra's Bauble. Caryatid's not bad. What's going to come back here? Probably not much. Caryatid, Foothills, Talisman, Bauble are all going to be gone. Adversary's probably gone. Yeah, Triplicate Titan might actually be gone too. We'll have to see. But I'm still happy starting with Scalding Tarn and Mock Sapphire. That's obviously a fine start. Third pick, I might just take Emmy here. I would have taken like a Remand or Mana Leak or some blue control card over Emrakul, but there's nothing like that in this pack. I think Zealous Conscript is weaker than Emrakul, like in terms of what do these combine nicely with. Fire Covenant's actually the best card, and I do have a red-blue fetch. It wouldn't have been crazy to consider that. I don't think I want to take Titan or Courser or Wall Roots Druid, any of those. But when you have a blue-red fetch and a Mox and Emrakul slots in kind of nicely, you're looking for Through the Breach, Sneak Attack, Channel still an option. I think Emrakul is a decent consideration. And in a pack of cards that I just aren't that good, I think taking a very strong combo piece seems fine to me. This pack has Subtlety. I do like Subtlety. There's also Pentad Prism, which is pretty solid. I like Cradle, I like Saheeli, and I like Tireless Tracker, but I don't think any of those fit as nicely here. I'm leaning towards just taking Subtlety. Subtlety works really well in the blue-red combo decks. And, Prism is good, but I think it is better to take Subtlety. And here I'm probably going to take Bloodstained Mire. Black-red is another good fetch. Could also open me up to Shallow Grave shenanigans with Emrakul. The only other consideration would be Sensei's Divining Top. Try to wheel Mystic Forge, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, there's also a Pest Infestation. That card's really good. I still think I'm going to take Bloodstained Mire here, though. Happy enough to do that. And then now, Chain Lightning versus Time Warp. I do like both of them. Time Warp is not the best in the Sneak Attack style decks because they don't tend to play to the board much. Time Warp's at its best when you get a Planeswalker into play and then cast Time Warp. Whereas Chain Lightning is just a fantastic, cheap, interactive card. So I think I just take that. And, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Well, Jace would have gone well with either Time Warp or Chain Lightning, honestly. And with two fetches, I'm happy to take a Jace here. Passing up on Inferno Titan. And two good white cards, Skyclave and Elite Spellbinder, are both very strong. This pack has Fiery Islet, Voldaren Epicure, and Troll of Khazad-dûm. I don't think I'm going to take Duretti or Mindslaver. I think I just take Fiery Islet here. I'm looking like blue-red. A blue-red duel that sacks to draw a card is pretty good. Troll is good. I have a Bloodstained Mire, so it wouldn't be crazy to consider taking Troll, moving into Grixis, and also having a little bit of a Reanimator focus, but I think I'd rather just take the blue-red dual buyout and be happy with that. All right, so the first 8 picks. This is pretty good. The Emrakul doesn't do anything right now, but even if that doesn't pan out, having Subtlety, Jace, Chain Lightning, Mox, and some really good lands, good start. Now there's a K-Command. I have a Bloodstained Mire. K-Command is a good control card, so Grixis Control, here we come. Maybe with a little bit of a combo aspect with Emrakul, who knows? But I think this is a good start. If I didn't have the Mox, I obviously would feel a little less bad about this start, but part of it is that these Grixis control decks are a little slow and don't have access to normal green acceleration, really. So having a Mox Sapphire is just so perfect. whereas you can just turn 2 K command and a turn 3 Jace, that sort of thing. All right, this pack has an Ulamog and a Sylvan Caryatator, the 2 best cards. I don't really want Waterlogged Grove or Bolas' Citadel. I'm going to take Ulamog because I'm already on the lookout for an Eldrazi enabler, so like Sneak Attack or Through the Breach, so having a backup Eldrazi is solid. I'm passing a Sylvan Caryatid to Tim, who, if he took the Pest Infestation, could end up in a solid green deck, but I think this is fine. This pack has all the green cards in it. I guess I'm the most likely to play Wall of Roots here, and I think it's also just the best card, so I'll take that, though I'm not very excited about the prospect of playing it. Okay. Looking for Sneaker Breach to turn on these 2 Eldrazi. Also have the potential out of picking up Shallow Grave or Corpse Dance and then a discard outlet. I do have a discard outlet right now. K command myself, discarding a card. That's a little bit dicey, but it is possible. And really haven't bricked at very many picks. I mean, the wall is probably not going to get played, and there is a possibility that neither of these Eldrazi's make the cut, but otherwise I like it. Haven't gotten past a ton of blue, but got a late Jace, and Subtlety is pretty good. This pack, oh man, Cradle's a really strong card, but Corpse Dance with these 2 things are really good, and I don't think I'm a Saheeli deck. I think I do that, especially since I'm passing 2 green cards there, and they're both pretty good. So, all right, now I'm not going to pass the Nissa, though. That's too much for me. And I don't really care about passing Beaumont Courier, so let's do that. And Ephemerate. All right, Ephemerate and Geddon are getting over here. So are Nissa and Walrus, honestly. I'm not going that direction. All right, Time Walk time? No. But there's a Comet, Stellar Pup, a Mystic Confluence, a Volcanic Island, a Lorien Revealed, and a Xander's Lounge, and a Flooded Strand. So 1, 2, 3, 4 good blue lands. Mystic Confluence, Comet, Stellar Pup, and then cards I don't really want. Comet is, I think, the best card, but I don't think JDM is likely to be playing white. We got past a really late Geddon. We saw that pack with Skyclave and Elite Spellbinder. It doesn't mean you can't splash Comet, but I think it's a little less likely. I think JDM's more likely playing blue, and maybe there was just multiple good blue cards in those packs, or playing black. Haven't seen very much in the way of black. I think I'm going to take Mystic Confluence. It's the best card for my deck. Volcanic would be really tempting, but there's 2 blue-red lands in the same pack, and they're both worse than Flooded Strand. So, assuming someone takes Comet, someone takes Noble, and someone takes Lorien Revealed, that's 3. Flooded Strand is 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. I just need a couple people to take other things before I get a land. Oh, wow, look at this pack. This pack is nuts. Ragavan, Vamp, Time Spiral, and Sneak Attack, as well as Coveted Jewel, Retrofitter, Foundry, Bone Crusher, all great cards. I gotta just take the Sneak, I think. I don't think I can get greedy here. Obviously, there's a temptation to just take Ragavan. Let's see. Let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So someone would need to take Wrenn and 6, Nurturing Peatland, Mana Confluence, Heartbeat of Spring, or Ichor Wellspring over Sneak Attack, and that's counting. Thirst for Discovery also. I think I'm supposed to just take Sneak here. It's just so good in this deck. All right. Painful, but I'll do it. And then I'll happily take Mana Leak here. This is the perfect card for this deck. Faithless Looting would also be interesting, and Watery Grave to get these Corpse Dance shenanigans going, but I think Mana Leak is too strong of a card to pass. It's just such a good card. All right. Well, took the Discipline pick, took the Sneak Attack. I think that's the right pick. Oh, wow. Look at this pack. This pack has Archon of Cruelty and Preordain. I love Preordain so unbelievably much, but Archon is so busted to Sneak or Corpse Dance. I think I've got to take Archon. I think it's just too strong. And passing up on LED, Goldspan Dragon. Blood Tithe would also be a potential card to wheel. Yeah, that's a tough pick, Archon versus Preordain. Also, there's a chance that JDM is playing black and has a reanimation theme, in which case taking Archon is good, though they passed a pretty late Corpse Dance, so that seems a little less likely. But yeah, I feel like I've got Jace, I've got Mystic Confluence. I'm going to pick up more cantrip type stuff. Archon is really hard to replace. Emrakul's the best thing to sneak into play, but Archon is not far behind, and there's some games you'd honestly rather sneak Archon in. whereas Ulamog, of course, is just third by a lot. The difference in Annihilator 4 and 6 is pretty big, as it turns out. Okay. Still, this has been a really good pack for us. Getting Sneak Attack into Archon is pretty strong. Obviously, you know, opening Mystic Confluence isn't like the dream. Oh, here I'm going to take Sheldock. Sheldock with all these things is also just fantastic. A lot better than Brazen Bar. Passing a late Parallax Wave the other direction. Timrod does like playing white, but passing the Parallax Wave makes me feel he's a little less likely to be playing those colors. I didn't pass a ton of white. I passed the pack in the middle of the pack that had some really good white cards, but I don't recall passing a ton of great white cards, so it'd be kind of interesting to see where he ends up. There's also a Tree Speaker and a Questing Druid here for green, so you never know. The nice thing about these fetches I have is even if I don't get duels that go with them, Mire and Scalding Tarn actually still work well in Grixis. It's not like I have a Misty Rainforest that I'm trying to enable, so it would be awesome if Volcanic or Xander's Lounge wheels, but it's not necessary. I think I'd rather have Xander's Lounge because these lands already work. I guess it makes Scalding Tarn not get black, but that's okay. Oh, wow. So this pack has Shallow Grave, Persist, Entomb. I think I'm going to take Entomb because it sets up Corpse Dance really well, and there's a chance I wheel Shallow Grave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone would have to want Vampire Hexmage or Rabbit Battery. Okay, so not the biggest chance, but I'm still going to take the Entomb. And I would like to find a little more black fixing now. But having Entomb and Corpse Dance, and then we haven't seen any of the really good animates, and now that I've picked up Archon, I have the out to use a good animate as well. Like Reanimate, Animate Dead, Necromancy that don't work with the Eldrazi because they shuffle themselves back in. Okay, this pack is definitely going to be Brainstorm. I like Brainstorm with double fetches and Entomb for shuffling. Also because if I draw like Archon, I want to be able to Brainstorm it back to Entomb it. I don't mind passing a Dothi Voidwalker. Upheaval is a good card, but this is not an Upheaval deck. Ooh, this is a Show and Tell deck though. I think I like Show and Tell more than Chart a Course. Show and Tell Archon just does the job a lot of the time. Show and Tell Emrakul and Ulamog is a lot weaker, but I have some pretty good outs here. Also, if you have 4 mana, you can Show and Tell Sneak Attack into play and then Sneak, which is a kind of nice little combo. None of the blue-red lands wheeled. I guess that's not a shocker. I think it's no one took the Noble was the problem. The Sindatha Triumph really does nothing for me. I don't care too much for Brain Maggot. I'm going to take Hallowed Fountain just in case I get a white card I care about. And then here I think I take Thirst for Discovery because it can also discard a creature. And I don't mind passing up on Urtai. Here, oh wow, Watery Grave Wield. That's pretty nice because that makes Bloodstained Mire into blue, Scalding Tarn into black. Yeah, that's got to be better than Faithless Looting. Faithless Looting is also good, but I think the Watery Grave's too important. Here, what am I most likely to not... I'm trying to think what I'm most likely to want to hate because none of these cards are... I think the Virtue is slightly the most likely. Oh, Sarah's Emissary. This doesn't work with the one-turn reanimate stuff, but if I get an animate, it could work. I guess I'll take Sarah's Emissary. I don't really care about Archangel Elspeth. I don't think that card is all that hot. Okay, well, Wheel and Watery Grave kind of fixed my mana already. And what am I looking for? Well, I guess Persist. Persist can get back Archon. Okay, that's a nice wheel. So, wow. The Shallow Grave didn't wheel, the Persisted and the Wall, which is kind of funny. So someone wanted the Rabbit Battery, I guess. All right, what is this pack? This pack's pretty bad. There's a Windswept Heath that does nothing for me. There's a Balance that I don't love passing, but really does nothing for me. Ketria Triumph is a marginal playable. I guess so is Rafine's Tower. Same with Night's Whisper. There's also an Unmarked Grave that can help me set up Archon, but I don't really want Unmarked Grave very much. This pack is just bad. Oh, there's also World Spine. Maybe I'll just take that. Show and Tell, Sneak, Corpse Dance, can do all those. Can't Persist it because this also shuffles itself back in. Whatever, I'll just take World Spine. Can I get a Flash? Oh, there's Flash. That's exactly what I wanted. Now that I took World Spine, I have World Spine and Archon to flash in. Not that flashing in Archon is the best. You just get the one trigger, but it's a good way to get it into the graveyard and get paid off while doing so. Yeah, slamming Flash over Miscalculation, Mystical Tutor, Fire Ice, but oh, we're definitely this deck is just going to be really good at cheesing the opponents here. We just have a ton of these like 2-card combos and good mana. This pack's a bit of a brick though. We have Trinket Mage for 1 artifact. There's Arc Trail, which is just fine. Honestly, I might just take Containment Priest because this card hoses me. And there's nothing I wanted to play in that pack. Oh, Atraxa? That's a good one to flash, sneak, or Corpse Dance. All right. Slamming Atraxa over Lava Claw reaches? Sure. All right, well, now I actually think this deck is in incredibly good shape. I'm a little short on playables, which is not a problem I normally have, but no, I'm not even that short. Honestly, right now I'm playing 21 lands, so I need 3 more playables and I'll be fine. We have a sick combo deck going here. Every card in my deck is either Disruption like Subtlety, Chain Lightning, Mana Leak, card draw like Brainstorm or Thirst for Discovery, Mystic Confluence is both, Jace is kind of both, or combo enablers like Sneak, Show and Tell, Flash, Entomb, Persist, Corpse Dance, like all of the stuff that works, and 5 giant creatures. This pack is all green cards. I don't like that. I'm not playing any of these cards. I don't need another thing to cheat into play. I think I'll just hate the Endurance because that's another card that could mess me up. So let's do that. Here, more green cards. There's Ledger Shredder, which is a cheap creature that can help discard cards. Yeah, that's probably better than Deadly Dispute. We're not a good Deadly Dispute deck, and I think Mind Collapse is just whatever. So these last couple picks have been kind of weak, but honestly, the previous ones have been so good that I don't mind too much. I've also managed to hate Containment Priest and Endurance, 2 cards that are very good against me, so that is totally fine. Okay, here, do we want Abrade, Baleful Strix, or Dark Slick Shores? I think Shieldred's Edict is a little weaker than both Abrade and Strix. I feel like my mana's pretty good. There's also Glorybringer, but I don't want a cheap card. I think I actually just want Baleful Strix as Disruption. Oh, and then there's Through the Breach, slamming it. 8th pick Through the Breach. I was going to be happy with Vendilion Click. There's also, I guess, a Life Death, but Breach with 5 different creatures to breach into play. This deck kind of has it all. It has Show and Tell, Sneak, Breach, Emrakul, Archon, Atraxa, World Spine Worm, also Flash. It just has every combo piece of this type. And now we're at 17 lands plus a Mox Sapphire, so it's not like we need any more playables. We even have Chain Lightning, Mana Leak, Mystic Confluence, and Subtlety, so we even have some counters. This deck's pretty much ideal. Do I want Unmarked Grave or Night's Whisper or to hate Andorol or Ignoble Hierarch? I don't think I want to hate Ignoble because Tim passed me a Noble really late. I could hate Flicker Wisp as well. How good is Unmarked Grave? I can put Archon into my graveyard for Persist. I can put Archon or World Spine in my graveyard for Corpse Dance. And that's basically it, because I can't put any of the legendary things. Honestly, I think I'd rather just have a Night's Whisper. I think that is going to be better. Oh, Oliphant. Oh, I don't have a red-blue land. So Oliphant's just a red fixer, but I can persist it on turn 2, and it's a shuffle. I think that's a little better than Firebolt. And then this pack has Fallen Shinobi that I'm not great at with Ledger Shredder and Baleful Strix. That's it. I guess I could sneak it into play. Fire Blast I don't care about. Underdog I'm not going to play. Bonfire, which is a decent sideboard card, and I have a Jace to put it back on top. Or Bloodthirsty Adversary, which gets back Thirst for Discovery, Corpse Dance, K-Command, Night's Whisper, Persist, Entomb. I think I'll take the Adversary. It's pretty close. Oh wow, now there's Turok, which I don't think I'm going to have the mana for. Grave Titan, which could be fine with some of this stuff. Or Chandra. I think I'd rather have Grave Titan. I think there's a chance I would want to use that. And then I guess I'll take Green Suns because it's the best card. Same with Raphellos. All right. Well, this deck basically got there. I guess one red-blue land would have been nice. But honestly, this deck is pretty sick. And I even have a couple cards to cut here. All right. Let's see how this goes. Alrighty, time for round 1. Pretty easy deck build. I just ended up cutting K-Command because this deck's mostly blue-black as it turns out. And I wanted to play 18 lands, or well, 16 lands, a Mox, and a Oliphant. Playing against Terabad round 1 here, and ooh, that was a nice draw. Alright, I'll just play the Baleful Strix. I was going to leave up Mana Leak, but if there's ever a turn to play Baleful Strix and not leave up Mana Leak, I think turn 1 going into their turn 2 is pretty decent. Now I just need to draw a reanimation spell or a big creature. That doesn't sound too difficult. Play against Mardu, huh? Okay. Interessante. I think that, yeah, Brain Maggot, that's fine. Basically, Terabad Carl here is going to have to decide, do I gamble against me drawing a reanimation spell, a creature, or do you just take Mana Leak because you have a follow-up play? Yeah, it looks like he's just going to skip the guessing game, take the Mana Leak, and get punished badly. Let's put an Archon of Cruelty into the graveyard, get a Watery Grave, and then persist the Archon, which I think basically ends the game here. It's going to be pretty hard for him to win this game now. Because he's discarding a card, he's losing the Brain Maggot, so I'm getting back the Mana Leak, I'm drawing a card, and now if you don't kill Archon, you straight up lose, and if you do kill Archon, you've used a Brain Maggot, the card you discarded, but plus the card you have to kill it, so you're down those 3 cards. I am down 2 cards myself, but then I also draw a card, and now I have all my mana untapped and Mana Leak up, so I'm in a great shape here. There's also a Fiery Islet, which I don't think I want to play quite yet, because I don't want to go from play it, go to 4 mana, sack it, go to 3, and then not be able to play Breach on my turn. I think I want to play Mountain, pass the turn, and then next turn, if I don't draw something, play Fiery Islet and start going to town there. But this all also hinges on Terabad being able to kill the Archon. If you can't kill the Archon of Cruelty, the game is just over. Like, I can't imagine anything he could be doing that could be better than an Archon attacking every turn. So I'm assuming that is happening. Basically, drawing the persist there made it so this game completely got flipped on its head, which, again, I mean, you don't know how... That's one of the sort of things where he doesn't know how many different removal spells or different reanimate spells I have or different creatures, so kind of hard to gamble there. Collective Brutality... Okay, discarding to kill Mana Leak and drain for 2. But that doesn't involve killing my Archon. Sounds not like a great path to victory to me. Gets to play a Xander's Lounge, I guess. I'll do Sneak. All right, let's go Mountain. Just play a Sneak and pass. And now we'll see. Oh, Upkeep Vamp. Oh, are we balancing here? All right. Well, I got Sneak into play, so this isn't the worst. That was a good reset. Balance is pretty strong. All right. Let's draw. Let's hold on to the land in case I draw Thirst for Discovery. Now any big creature I draw, I just win the game, assuming he can't kill Sneak. Oh, he put Luris into hand. I didn't even realize this was a Luris deck. Uh-oh, because now next turn he can cast Luris and cast Cathar Commando, or at least be on the pace to do that. All right, I got a Brainstorm. Oh. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm going to lose this game. I didn't really... Had I played Fiery Islet, that would have worked out better, but I didn't really have a huge incentive to do that over playing a Mountain, I don't think. All right, draw, miss. The good thing about drawing Flash is at least... Oh, wait. I actually should have... No, it didn't matter where I put the Flash, I guess. He's going to kill the Sneak attack. Yeah, and he's going to play Brain Maggot next turn. I'm just going to play pass. Yeah, losing this game is pretty rough. Balance is a good card. It killed my hand and my Archon. But, I don't know, kind of feels like I had a lot of outs, and then getting Brainstorm locked is pretty brutal. Like, just brainstorming and missing. Oh, what is this? Turok. Oh, sure. I guess I cast Flash in response. I'm probably going to draw Anatroxa now. I cast Flash so the Turok only gets 1 counter. Okay. Draw. Of course. Breach and Sneak are both gone. Yep. All right. I'm dead next turn. Well, that was quite the comeback. Yeah, I mean, for that to happen, he had to set up the balance, which was good, but then I had to miss on drawing anything for like 4 turns with sneak and play because I brainstormed, so I saw the next 4 cards. Of course, Emerald Cool's card number 5, and that would have worked. All right, we're dead here. All right, playing against Luris. That makes me want Bloodthirsty Adversary because it's just a good value card. Chain Lightning I still think is fine. What do I want to cut? I guess I kind of want to cut a land. Oh, I guess I don't have enough red to get double red that easily. Maybe I just put in K command. Yeah, I'll do that, I think. All right, let's try this again. So I guess the main thing I could have done differently, I didn't really consider balance. I mean, I didn't know about it. Was the main thing was the turn I played Sneak, played Fiery Islet instead of playing Mountain, and then I would have had 1 extra draw in play, and I actually would have won the game because what I would have done is cracked Fiery Islet to draw a card and then drawn Brainstorm. Oh, I guess if I had drawn Brainstorm a turn earlier, I probably would have missed on that because then I still cast Brainstorm and run into the same problem. So maybe not. In any case, I would like to play first. Yeah, I totally missed that he had Companion Luris. This hand is pretty bad, but Shelldock Isle is great, but yeah, I actually think I keep this because Shelldock really is that good. Let's play Shelldock. I guess we'll put Brainstorm under Shelldock. Not ideal. I have Breach and Sneak in my deck with 2 giant creatures. Oh. Also, if I'm going to get Thought Seized and Brain Maggot and Collective Brutality at every game, just keeping a hand where I just get to play Shelldock and I have 2 big creatures in hand seems totally fine to me. All right, I have Sneak now. That was a good timing on that. Let's hope I don't get discarded again. Dark Confidant, that's a good card. All right, Chain Lightning. No, I'm going to play the Swamp, though. No reason to play the Fiery Islet yet. All right. No Brain Maggot. Cosmic Rebirth. Oh, that's cute. Get back Luris, I guess. All right, take 2. And again, really don't want to get Brain Maggoted. Oh, Mosswood Dread Knight, draw a card. Okay. And Xander's Lounge. All right, land. I guess I have to play this one. Play Sneak, and you got 1 turn to deal with that. Revealed Mox Ruby. Nice. I didn't see much besides Cathar Commando. If he's got Cathar Commando, that's really bad for me, but if he doesn't, then I do get to win with Sneak most likely. If sneaking either of these probably leads to a win. The other option I have is if I draw a discard outlet, I can persist back the Archon of Cruelty. Like if I drew Thirst for Discovery next turn, that would be pretty good. What other discard outlet do I have? I guess I don't have a ton. I have Ledger Shredder with some work. Flash actually would be sick because I would get to flash it in, get 1 trigger, persist it, get another. Okay, do you have a way to kill this thing? Put Luris into hand. That's it? Okay. I'm going to sneak in Archon. I think that's just better here. And because I could also draw red off it. I also am worried that if I sneak in Ulamog, he's just going to ice it. That was the card I was a little more worried about. So let's do this. Let's draw red. Red would be not bad. No, but we drew Knight's Whisper. Yeah, let's Knight's Whisper. Could still draw red off this. No. Let's play a land. Let's attack. I kind of feel like, oh, I am going to get to attack. I guess I shouldn't have played the land first in case I drew another land. And let's see, World Spine Worm would be a decent one here. I do have to watch out for balance, but he's got a lot of cards in hand, and balance also doesn't kill sneak attack, so it seems like I would be okay. All right, Jace, that doesn't really do much. All right, take 6, you're down to 2. Pass the turn, and this gets sacrificed. And no plays with that extra mana and all those cards in hand. I am shocked. Discarded Dam as well. Carl loves these Luris decks. He always drafts decks like this. It's good though. This is less on the blue control side, but more on the like bunch of discard Luris, cheap creatures. I do like that strategy. Sheldock's also kind of a ticking time bomb, though he doesn't know that I have something kind of weak under it. Really? Luris is their play? Okay. I guess I'm going to sneak Ulamog into play, and I'll play this and go to attack. Okay. Shielded Edict. Each opponent sacks a non-token creature. So in response, I'm going to cast Corpse Dance. I don't even think I need to buy it back. In response, he's going to vamp. Okay, then just die. Right. Okay. Whew. That was game 2. Going to game 3. This actually seems like a pretty tough matchup. My deck is fantastic. Like this, I'm going to be disappointed if I don't 3-0 because this deck is just like the perfect version of this deck. But a cheap discard Luris deck with ways to blow up sneak attack is definitely tough. Do I want Grave Titan? It's got so much removal. I think the K command is kind of nice against that. It also kills Brain Maggot, Bob. Yeah, I think we're fine here. On the draw, let's just turn 1 flash World Spineworm. Is that reasonable? Thoughtseize is really good against my deck, and Collective Brutality and Brain Maggot also. Like, all of those cards work very nicely against this strategy. All right, well, I'm going to keep this hand. This hand, of course, could use a Mox, but getting to keep a hand that has Ledger Shredder, Thirst for Discovery, and Night's Whisper is pretty nice. All right, Mana Vault. Sure. Oh, Mana Leak's also not bad. Basically, this hand's pretty good against discard. It has no combo pieces besides a lone Corpse Dance, but I've got 2 ways to discard if I draw a big creature, and if I assume I'm going to get discarded a bunch, just having a handful of quality cards is actually better than having a handful of fast combo pieces. Just play a tap Temple Guard and do nothing else. That'd be nice. Not the best Mana Vault deck in the world. I mean, you can use it to pay for Luris, but that's fine. Dread Whispers, sure. Let's see. Draw. Land. Do I want to play Ledger Shredder? I think I do. I'm also a little bit concerned that Mana Leak is not going to do it for me against Mana Vault. Like, there's a lot of plays he makes that don't involve tapping Mana Vault, and I don't really want to end up in that spot. All right, we're casting Mosswood Dread Knight and playing a tap land. Perfect. That is exactly what I wanted. All right, land. Guess I attack, so I'm not blocking, and then pass the turn with Thirst and Mana Leak up. All right, I also have Show and Tell and Corpse Dance, so if I get a creature into my hand or into the graveyard, I'm in good shape. He hasn't decided not to use the Mana Vault yet. So again, I'm thinking that Mana Leak's not really going to do the trick here, but I'm also not... This isn't that much pressure, and if he's got a bunch of removal spells in hand, it's just not that bad. All right, no plays. I guess I'll cast Thirst. You gonna kill my Ledger Shredder? Discard 2 cards, huh? I don't really want to discard Emrakul. This is kind of weird. What do I discard? If I discard Emrakul, like I could Show and Tell Emrakul, but that's pretty bad against Shieldred's Edict or Dam. Even Toxic Deluge. Well, Toxic Deluge probably isn't good enough, but I could discard Entomb, but I think Entomb is actually going to be pretty good here. Maybe I just discard the Emrakul and discard like the Mystic Confluence because it's so expensive. Yeah, I think so. And see what you got. You're going to kill my Ledger Shredder now? I think that's the most likely thing that he could be doing. I mean, he's not... I guess he could maybe exile my Emrakul from my graveyard. I don't even know what would do that. or what would make you want to do that. I have the Endurance. I have the Containment Priest. Draw. I kind of want to just Knight's Whisper here because I want to hit a land drop. I need a little bit more land to make my play. So no land, really? All right. Guess I discard. Cathar Commando. Oh, I guess better than discarding, I'm going to subtlety that. I think binning show and tell. Oh, and I get to Ledger Shredder. Nice. That's a pretty nice little bonus. I don't even think getting a mountain, because this only gets a mountain, helps me. So I actually think I'm going to discard the Oliphant. Now I can subtlety the Cathar Commando. Another black is what I'm looking for, because then I can make the Entomb Corpse Dance play. Basically, I'm looking to Entomb the Archon and then Corpse Dance. All right, we're going to get Xander's Lounge because we want to leave the Cathar Commando on top. All right. Pass the turn. I mean, I assume you put it on top. Let me see. Cathar Commando on top makes sense to me. And what am I hoping? I guess I haven't seen any counter spells, so I'm hoping to just draw a black source to Entomb. If I miss on a black source, I'm not sure what I do. The good thing is this Ledger Shredder is now up to a 2/4, so I can actually just hold Ledger Shredder back, and it's like a pretty solid blocker. He's got tons of removal in his deck, so I'm not counting on that working, but what is this? Winds of Abandon. Oh, nice. I can go get my Swamp into Mind Twist or something? Or what is this? I don't like this at all. Oh, this is Escape from the Catacombs. Okay. This, I think, is fine. If he doesn't have an answer, then I get to Archon both of his things and take the initiative. All right, let's just hope that's the case. Entomb, Archon of Cruelty, Corpse Dance, Archon of Cruelty. You go down to one card in hand. I get the initiative, and I unfortunately don't get to keep Archon in my graveyard for persist shenanigans, but I think this is still pretty good. This also puts you to, dead to Kolagon's command. Oh, and I get the initiative, so I even get to hit a land drop and get Island. Island, play Island, pass the turn. All right, whew. Think we're going to be okay here. His last card in hand is Cathar Commando. Doesn't even have anything like a Balance. And honestly, Balance wouldn't do it because I have Brainstorm up now. So I would get to Brainstorm and just put K Command back on top. All right, well, this was a tough matchup, but I think I got there. I mean, it's going to take something pretty impressive for that not to be the case. He could flashback from the Catacombs, I guess. Okay. There goes Terabad and Luris. All right. That's also fine. Pass the turn. I'm just not even going to bother brainstorming. I get to scry too. Sure. Bottom, top, land, K command. Target player discards a card, deals 2 damage to any target. Boom. 1-0, and that's got to be the toughest matchup of the three I'm going to face. So, feeling pretty good about this. Let's get on to round 2. Alrighty, time for round 2. Tough round 1. This hand is keepable. Round 2. It's not the best hand in the world, but I think it is serviceable. I've got Mana Leak and 2 Reanimates. If I draw a discard outlet, I'm great. Obviously, if I draw Entomb, that's just perfect. And if I draw a big creature, I guess I could consider discarding the hand size. I don't really want to do that. So hopefully this this works out here. Let's see, what are we playing against? I didn't actually look. Oh, Timrod is on red-green. Yeah, so he did take like the pest infestation and stuff like that. All right. Well, as long as this isn't too fast of a start. Oh, I actually don't mind seeing that at all. Archon of Cruelty. All right. I'm just going to discard the Archon here. I don't get to turn to it, but I get to turn 3 it. If I draw a Mox, I could turn to it. Let's go Island. Pass the turn. And if you play a creature, I'm going to devour it. No, he doesn't get to Skull Clamp it, so it's at least getting a little bit more value back, but I still feel pretty good about persisting this thing. You have to discard a card, but then you get to draw 2, but I also get to draw a card, and more importantly, I've got an Archon of Cruelty in play against red-green. So Tim is going to have to deal with that or lose, and if he does deal with it and I get to Corpse Dance it, that probably also does the trick. Turn 3 Archon is pretty good. Don't mind that. It's got either some white or blue lurking in the deck as well. Also has like a Mox Jet, I think, but I'm not really scared of any of those things. Basically, for me to lose this game, he would need an exile-based removal, which is possible, but not super likely. And he doesn't have it. All right, easy enough. Let's update the team as usual. Boom. And go to sideboarding here. Against green, maybe Grave Titan, maybe K Command, because it can kill the Skull Clamp here. But I actually kind of like just having more lands in my deck. I'm glad I didn't pass that Endurance. That would have gone right to Tim and it would have been good. I feel like against red-green, my deck is just so unbelievably good that I just need to not end up in a bad position. Oh, look at this. This hand's amazing. This is a turn 2 Archon of Cruelty. Just turn 1 Entomb. I don't even have to play Watery Grave to telegraph it. And let's go Entomb, Archon, untap, draw, persist, Archon. And it's just like, if he has an answer to it, then I get to Corpse Dance it back. I also have Show and Tell if I draw something big. Even like a clone or something, which is typically one of the best answers for Archon. It's really just not going to do the trick here. I gotta do it. Show and Tell. I'll put a World Spine Worm into play. Kogla! Oh no, it fights the Archon. I really wanted to get the Archon attack in and have that work. Yeah, you're not going to beat a World Spine Worm either. All right, I'll take it. I mean, this game is not very close. Let's play around days. Why not? And then cast Corpse Dance, and then you're done. All right. Well, there we go. That was about as close a match as I would imagine against red-green, and we're speed running our way to 3-0. Alrighty, time for round 3. I would like to play first, playing against JDM, playing a kind of 4 or 5 color combo-ish deck. With the only thing this hand is missing is a Mox Sapphire. I don't need to turn 1 the World Spine Worm though. I think turn 2 is probably going to be good enough. Opponent mulled to 6 here. And I am just going to lead on Swamp Go. And turn 2 Fiery Islet Go. End of turn. Put 3 5/5s into play. And go from there. Oh, turn 1 Fast Bond. Okay. Turn 1 Fast Bond is definitely a thing. Into an Indatha Triumph. Oh man, it's too bad I can't also Corpse Dance the Worm. But I think this will be good enough if I had to guess. Devoted Druid, you got it. All right, end of turn. Flash in World Spine. Make 3 5/5s. Untap, draw. If I draw a Mana Leak, that basically ends the game. Not that this game is, oh, that is weird. Very close anyway. And I think I play Baleful Strix here just to draw the card immediately. Oh, I drew Mox, sure. I'll play Ledger Shredder too, why not? I feel like it's not that likely that I get Wrathed here, so just playing all my cards seems totally fine. All right, up a game. Like I said, we're speed running our way to 3-0. Seriously, the first round it was the round where I could have imagined losing. I almost did. These other rounds haven't been particularly close. Just this deck is perfect. Honestly, you really couldn't make this deck much better. It's got Breach, Sneak, Entomb, and then Persist, Corpse Dance, plus all the good targets. Like, what are you missing? So we'll see. But I don't think the kinds of decks I've played against in the second and third round are very likely to kill me. Yeah, this hand's keepable. This hand has a couple things going for it. One is Subtlety. So I could Subtlety like a turn 2 Devoted Druid. The other is I have all 3 colors of my mana, and I have a big creature, which I don't mind starting in my hand, and then I can discard it with Thirst, or if I draw Show and Tell, I can do that, or Sneak. So feels like this hand has a lot of what I'm looking for. Obviously, it's not a turn 2 Flash or turn 2 Persist Archon, but Atraxa hasn't had a chance to really shine yet, so I got to give Atraxa her due. So far, it's actually just been all the Archon of Cruelty show, because Archon of Cruelty is just the best, overall best of all the Reanimate Sneak targets, I think. Atraxa is also really good. Atraxa is, I think, a better early pick in when you don't know which direction you're going because of the natural order stuff, but let's go Island. I'm just going to cycle the Oliphant here. I don't think saving it to shuffle with Jace is worth it, especially since I don't have a third land drop yet. Ren and 6, okay. Let's mountain cycle that, get a mountain, draw, and Emrakuli, Aeon's Torn. All right, well, I'm going to cast Night's Whisper, and it's actually going to be a discard outlet because I'm going to now discard Atraxa. So now if I draw Corpse Dance, then I can get Atraxa into play. I have Emrakul for Breach sort of things, and I have Thirst coming up here in a second. All right, hopefully I can Subtlety whatever the first big play is here, because there's a lot of mana on the other side. There's Sneak. Okay, so let's just play Mountain, say go. And now I think in response to something I would want to Subtlety, I'm going to cast Thirst for Discovery. Hopefully this is Subtletyable. Oh, it is. All right, let's go Thirst. I'll discard a basic land, discard an island. And I think I'm going to Subtlety exiling Mana Leak here. Mana Leak doesn't look very good. Subtlety, the Oracle. Especially with a Ren and 6 in play, I really don't want Oracle to reveal like Strip Mine or Wasteland. That would be pretty brutal. And they put Oracle on top, so that's their play next turn, which means we're in good shape here. Mox would have been nice. I would have gotten to Sneak this turn. I still can Sneak, though. You're at 20, you have 8. How risky is this? It's like a little bit risky, but I think this is still worth it. And then sneak in Emrakul. And I think I attack, you're at 15. I think I attack you. Yeah, you can sack 6 permanents. I don't really care that you can Ren and 6 back lands. If you want to keep Ren and 6, problem is attacking Ren and 6 lets you also sack it, so you only have to sack 5 permanents. And he wants to keep Oracle, so he has to keep the Restless Cottage. In fact, you have to sack everything. If you want to cast Oracle next turn, you actually have to sack Ren and 6. So, we're doing it this way. Sure. Okay, and I get to reshuffle. Now I have Jace coming up with Sneak. So I'm going to play my island, and then I'm going to Jace, leaving a mountain untapped, and hope that I get to do some good sneaking next turn. Any creature is lethal. Oh, well, in that case, I'll just wait on that, because I have a mountain left in my deck, and now I can Jace and shuffle here. Draw 3. put back these two, play Meyer, crack this, get Mountain, sneak Ulamog, and that is game. Oh, the perfect 3-0. Lost a game. Lost game one, actually, but otherwise, perfect score, and that actually is a win for the team. So there we go. It doesn't usually come together this well. Let's take a look at this deck. This deck is really a thing of beauty. It had the best overall sneak breach target. Atraxa also very good. It also, because it had Archon, got to play Persist, and then had World Spine Worm, Atraxa, Archon all work with Flash. So Flash, I just won a game by just casting Flash World Spine very easily. And then it also had Sneak Breach for Ulamog, Emrakul, plus all the other creatures are great to sneak or breach. And it had a Mox, you know, that never hurts. Plus Mana Leak, Chain Lightning, and Subtlety, plus Mystic Confluence. Just a bunch of ways to interact. A couple cheap plays like Baleful Strix and Ledger Shredder. And then even a Show and Tell. So it kind of had just everything it needed. Entomb, also just an excellent card in this deck with Corpse Dance. So this was basically a perfect deck. I never even really got to Shelldock anyone, but that was yet another way to do it. This is effectively the platonic ideal of a Sneak Breach Reanimate deck. It just basically doesn't get better than this. And we got kind of rewarded with a 3-0 and a win in the draft. It really, you couldn't have drawn it up more nicely. That'll do it for today. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the perfect sneak deck, and I'll be back tomorrow. Maybe not with a perfect sneak deck, but who knows? It'll be something sweet. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.